moving on to fourth and final session of the day, titled The Key Success Factors for Developing Quality Preschool Education. This session will be delivered by Dr. Nisreen Ibn Abdel Jalil, Director General of the Moroccan Foundation of the Promotion of Preschool, FMPS, a national organization dedicated for expanding access to quality early childhood education across Morocco. Dr. Nisreen, the floor is yours.
Hey, hello, hi, is it working fine? Super, thank you for being here. I think there is some delay, so I'm gonna start to not have any longer delay for the presentation. I know I think the last one, so it's sometimes challenging. So again, thank you for being here. My name is Nisreen Ibn Abdel Jalil. I am the Executive Director of the Moroccan Foundation for Preschool Education, and I would like to share with you the preschool generalization model that Morocco has adopted and the role of the Moroccan Foundation for Preschool Education. So just like you see in this first slide, we believe that every child, every Moroccan child deserves a path to success. I would first like to tell you a little bit about the foundation. So the Moroccan Foundation for Preschool Education was created in 2008, and today it is the major actor in deploying preschool education in Morocco. It works closely with the Moroccan government to provide free education that is entirely funded by the government. Our network, as of the end of the last school year, was about more than 24,000 classrooms all over the country. We have enrolled more than 400,000 children aged 4 to 6, because in Morocco we launched the national program for preschool generalization in 2018, and it's for children aged 4 to 6. We plan, after we finish the generalization of this age, to work with children age 3. So that would be in 2028, hopefully. So like you can see, we are all over Morocco in rural and urban and peri-urban areas, with a presence in the rural areas of about 40%, and the rest is in urban and peri-urban areas. We employ more than 24,000 educators, and most of them are of female gender, about 80%, and we have about 80 training sites all over the country, and I'll talk later about training and how it is important in this model. So the way we have developed preschool education in Morocco is quite unique, because it's a partnership between the government and NGOs. The foundation is the major NGO working with the government to generalize preschool education, and we tried to look if there is such a model in other countries, but we didn't find. Most of countries, either they work with the private sector, or it's a government totally initiative that is also deployed through the Ministry of Education. This is very unique, and we work under a public service delegation model, so it's a partnership between the government and the NGOs. There are 3 major NGOs in Morocco. We manage about 70% of the public network, and the other NGOs about the 30 remaining percent. So in this model, it is important to say what is the ministry doing and what is the foundation doing, and the other foundation. So of course the ministry is responsible of all the policies and designing the framework, the pedagogical framework. Also the ministry finances, so we are totally funded by the government. This is why it's a service, it's a public service delegation model. And also the setting of the classrooms, where we should set the classrooms, is something that is decided by the government, where we have the most needs and where we have the most children. And the foundation, among which we have the Moroccan Foundation for Preschool Education, we are in charge of the deployment of the program, from also recruitment to training. And then, of course, we are also in charge of the direct supervision of the classroom to make sure that they're operational and they're well equipped, etc. So some numbers also about this national initiative. When we launched the program in 2018, just before that, the preschool rate in Morocco was about 50%, and it was mainly private. When we launched the program in 2018, we started deploying this program, and today the national preschool rate is 83%, among which we have 65% is a public offer. Before that, the public offer was about 5%. Now we offer free, good quality preschool education to 83% of children, and 65% is a free education. And our share in this in managing the public network is 70%. So what I would like to share is how did we succeed in this initiative. I don't know if you know about the preschool enrollment rate worldwide, but I can assure you from my experience that it's not very developed. ECE is still very challenging. In Africa, for example, the average rate is about 20%, because usually we still rely on the private sector, and families can't all afford to go to bring their children to preschool education. Even in some developed countries, it's still very challenging. For example, in the United States, it depends on the states. Not all the states offer free or public preschool education. Uh, Today, when we talk about 83%, it's really a huge effort that has been made by the government. So how did we succeed in that? First, we had a political will at the highest level, because this initiative was launched by His Majesty King Mohammed VI, and we had a royal letter in 2018 to launch this 10-year program. Also, we had a big financial involvement of the whole government, and we're talking about more than $3 billion for the 10 years, because it's costs, and we're still not. It costs us about 3% of the education budget. The average is a little bit higher, so we're almost at the average of the what is spent by developed countries in preschool education. Once we have this political will, we also have to have a model to deploy, a strategy to deploy this model. And we opted for a pyramidal approach, meaning that we manage our network through a middle also level. So we offer middle supervision and training, because we can't have just standalone classrooms all over the country. We need to have something that comes in the middle. And for us, we've put direct supervision. So we have one supervisor for each 30 educators that make sure they go to the classrooms, that they make sure that the program is well deployed. They make sure that the educators don't have all what they need for the classroom, and also that they are capable of deploying the activities they need to. So this middle part is very important. And also, the operators, the NGOs, they have management fees, so they can oversee the whole deployment, and also develop their own activities through research and development, etc. Why is this important? Maybe I would go back to what was happening before 2018. First, we had the classrooms operating for less money than they need. This is why it hasn't succeeded before. We had now some initiatives, but they weren't. They didn't last. We had some NGOs, they would open for a year or two, but then they would lack money, and then it would close, and then we all would have to do it all over again. So now this initiative supports totally the financing of what a classroom needs, from equipment, from teacher wages, etc. And then we have this level, the intermediate level, that makes sure that we will have quality deployment. Like I said, otherwise, and it's also that's something that is funded by the government. And then we have the management fees. Before, we would just ask an NGO, we would give you 30% and then go get some funding from international donors or something like that if you want to work in this field. But now it's shifted. It's a real delegation of a public service. So the government totally pays for it to be of good quality. So this is also something very important for this model to succeed. But then we had all this, and we had to make sure that we have expertise. If we have the money and we have a strategy, but who is going to be in charge of deploying this roadmap to achieve generalization, especially that it's a 10-year program? I would just give some words about what we've been doing since we have been created in 2008. If you remember, so the foundation was created in 2008, but the program was launched in 2018. So during these 10 years, we worked on developing different activities around preschool education. Today, we have a research center, FMPS Abhat, that works with the approach of action and research. So we do research in our own network to make sure that we improve continuously our pedagogical tools. We have a training center to train all the 24,000 educators that I talked about, initial and continuous training. We have a system to supervise our educators. They need tools, they need to know how they will do that, especially that we're talking about a pretty new jobs. We didn't have any of that before 2018, so it's new. We have to accompany all these new roles in preschool education. We also have a system, a management system, to be able to collect and track data for better deployment. We are talking about 24,000 classrooms all over the country. So to design our policies, etc., we need to have an internal information system. So these are mainly. Also, we have an assessment system that it's our fourth important pillar, because once we invest in preschool education, and as I said, it's a big effort that the government has made. $3 billion, it is a lot of money. So when we started the initiative in 2018, we designed a monitoring and evaluation system that allows us to track the progression of every child. So what we do is, during the 2 years of preschool education, we track continuously how children are doing, so we can intervene with every child to see what they need to perform better. And at the end of the 2 years, we also have an assessment before the entry to the primary school, to again make sure that the whole program answers what is needed in primary school. And this year, we started a program with the World Bank to track children longer during also their primary school years, to see how they are doing and how the grades in primary school relate to their performance in preschool education. Again, just to make sure that our model is efficient and it's really having good results. So I would like, because we are in the Knowledge Summit, I would like to emphasize in two very important points. Of course, we cannot succeed in a preschool model if we do not invest in educators, especially in our case. What I didn't say is that when we decided to journalize preschool education, we chose to work with high school students. We don't take educators from graduate programs, but we take educators that have high school diplomas. So it's very important for us to provide initial and continuous training if we want to achieve high quality preschool education for children. And today we have a training center that is specialized in preschool education. We not only train for our educators, but the whole, we train educators at a national level. We have our 24,500 educators, but also we have about 10,000 more other educators that we train. We work on initial training. We have initial training of 950 hours, from which 400 are before they go to the classroom, and 550 during the first year. And then we have continuous training for 6 days per year. That's also very innovative. Many countries, especially in ECE, we don't provide because it costs, so we don't provide continuous training. Maybe you could find initial training, but main countries do not invest in continuous training for their educators. And we have designed a specific also e-learning platform to support our training programs, because part of these programs are provided online. So something that I would like also to emphasize on, since we are hiring from high school graduates, so our initiative is really an opportunity for employment, especially local employment in rural areas. Uh, in Morocco, we don't have many jobs for this for high. Usually, we hire, especially in the government, for higher graduates. At least they need to have high school plus 2 years. So this is a real opportunity for youth, and especially for women, and in local areas, especially in the rural areas and villages. And what we offer through all this program is really, first of all, we accompany them for their entry job, but also we provide them with training so they can advance in their career. And in this particular aspect, we have developed a platform that's named Maharat. This platform is designed to really track the level of experience of every educator and accompany everyone through their career development from the day they enter to the foundation until, well, their whole career inside the foundation. And we want to do that through a platform that offers an integrated digital ecosystem for the evaluation of skills, but also certification. We would like to certificate our educators through their journey at the foundation. That's why training is very important, and also content, good quality content is very, very important. This platform is based on digital public infrastructure. We have presented it 2 weeks ago at the summit, at DPI Summit in Cape Town in South Africa, and it's an approach that interested many stakeholders, because the way we want to upskill our educators and track their progression is very innovative, and we want to have it all in one system. So this is something that we are working on. We'll be deploying next year. And here comes our partnership with Coursera. Just few words to say that it's good to have a platform, but if we don't have good quality content, it's not useful. So our partnership with Coursera aims to provide Maharat with world-class content. We would like, through this partnership, to expand our training catalog, to offer global certification to our educators. And of course, we are counting on AI to enhance our content. With Coursera, we have a very unique partnership. Uh, I said how it's very challenging today, the whole EC. We talk about it, but it's still not very developed. You'd be surprised if you saw some numbers, not only in the generalization, in the free access. We have still have very challenges worldwide, and the profession of educators is also very fragile. So we would like, is this partnership unique, and this is what we talked with Coursera, is that we would work together in developing content. So this content would at the end not only be useful to the foundation, but also we can offer this content in Coursera platform so all other educators worldwide could access it. So, of course, we would like to count on this platform to achieve also knowledge sharing. We have an experience that we have already started to share, especially with some other African countries. And of course, through this partnership, we aim also to have support from international experts. So this is what I wanted to share today with you about the Moroccan experience in developing and generalizing preschool education. If you have any question, I would be very happy to answer. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, sure. Yes. Yes, yes, that's a good question. It's about a little bit less than $400, the equivalent of $400 per year.
$400 per
A
year for
little
child.
bit less than that, which is not much, but it's almost half of what the government is spending for primary education. Maybe this is more, would give you a better idea. Why? Because one of the reasons, and this is why I said that we have chosen to work with high school graduates, so it costs less because we wanted to generalize in 10 years, and we have the approach of upskilling the educators while they're on job upskilling. So instead of doing it before and training for maybe for, and having university degree graduates and then wait until they finish their 3 years, and we chose to do it the other way. So we have I don't know how you say that in French. It's vivier. So we have a pool, yeah, a pool of youth that are ready to work. We can have them, train them for a short period before they enter to the job, and then train them continuously through their whole career, so they become experts in preschool education. Of course. With great pleasure. Thank you. Thank you.